Hi, cute girl. All right, so like I said, this is super informal. This is anybody can, unmute, chat, share, ask questions. But I wanted to share this because Christina and Justine did a really powerful thing recently. And I was super bummed I couldn't make it there. I was stuck at a baseball game. But I'm almost kind of glad, honestly, I hate to tell you guys this, I'm almost kind of glad I didn't, because I want everybody to know that everybody can do it, no matter people's ranks, who they have there. So, and I wasn't there, and it was a huge success. So was awesome. But the people I asked to get on this, and obviously it's not strictly these people, but I kind of was looking through leaders and then pockets and areas where different leaders are. And so I kind of, obviously it's not a science. I was just kind of looking through. I'm sure I missed people and all of that, but I was really trying to see who was in certain areas and who really kind of are the leaders there. And it doesn't matter what rank you are at all. It's just the leader in that area is the person that is running with their business in that area. So there's all different ranks, doesn't matter with what activity we're going to talk about, doesn't matter. So if you yourself have a pocket of people somewhere else, you can train them how to do this. This is not, you don't have to be any sort of fancy expert. But also business-wise, I know that the people in the areas that really take control of it and run with it are the ones that grow. And they do become that person in the area that is, kind of the top dog in their area. It's just the way it is. And obviously, we have events that go great. We have events that don't go so great. After being in a while, sometimes it's a struggle to get some people there. So with Christina and Justine, they really were somewhat struggling with their pocket of people that are actually here in Syracuse. They have a team elsewhere that is really kind of crushing it, but they were like, these are just some of these pockets just won't get to events. No matter what we say to them, they won't have parties. So they came up with, I think we kind of maybe heard it somewhere else, I don't remember, but they made it their own. They came up with this amazing idea. They took it and ran with it, and it can be done with, I would say, 3 to 4 brand partners up to 12 to 15 brand partners. And they created what was a passport party. And the thing is I want them to really tell you how they did the invites too, because it wasn't come to our party. I don't even think they used the word party when they were talking to people about coming. It was more about come sample some products and be entered to win free cream, whatever. Come do some samples and be entered into our raffle to win free products. And it was very casual, laid back, and they had huge success with it. They had people that weren't getting to any events, getting on calls, going to regionals, nothing, participate because they were doing it as a group together. So it wasn't one person that were hounding to have a party at their house and they're just not going to do it. Now, doing individual parties, yes, I personally would love to say to people, you can't participate in our passport party unless you have one of your own scheduled. But I also know that that's going to eliminate a lot of people because some people just aren't going to. So I'm going to let them really explain to you what they did. And then we can talk about how you can really tweak it to your area, how you can, or we can talk privately even after, like if you have a group of somewhere, how can we get them and how can you set it up with more or less people than what they had? So Christina, like I said, is totally laid back, low key. Just you guys share with them how you thought of it, how you kind of in your brain organized it, and then what you did for that whole event.
Hi guys. So basically, we reached out to Colleen and said, we have a team in another state that's killing it, and then here not so much. So she said, parties, and I'm not so fond of parties, and Justine is, and so she said, let's have a group party, let's do something like a passport party. So I gave her the reins, and she did phenomenal planning the entire thing. It wouldn't have been so good if she didn't do what she did. So most of you know, I don't want to even be talking right now. So she's good at talking and she's good at partying. So I'm going to just give her all the credit for what she made up. I'm just going to chime in here and there on things, but I'm going to let her take it away because this is her baby.
Thanks, Christina. So actually, Diane Testani was the one who originally came up with the passport party idea when the hydrogels launched. She did it at a bar, I think. She had a small little booklet that had the hydrogels and the eye serum, and another page that said, like, ask their name, what their interest was in the business or the product. It was really small, and I remember that for a long time, and I've always thought you could really make a big party out of this. So Colleen kind of challenged us to have parties, and my team, they always say, I'm gonna have a party, I'm gonna have a party, and no one shows up. It's kind of a bust because the way they kind of present them, it doesn't really work. So the team party idea came in perfectly. So my thought on the passport party was that when you go to a home party, you're listening to one or two people sit in front of you, tell you about all the products. It kind of gets boring sometimes, or you lose people and it goes kind of haywire. So this way, what they're doing is when they come in, they're actually going to different stations. And so like Colleen said, you could have it anywhere from like 4 brand partners to 15. We had 10, maybe, well, I guess 11, which was perfect. So we divided it. Each table had 2 products except for Firm because, you know, Firm stands alone all by itself and you don't need anything else with it. So we had different stations. We had Night and Day. We had eye serum and hydrogels. We had acne and the clearing cleansing pads, the wellness chews, youth factor and EHT. They were all different groups. So when they came in, the first thing that they did was they signed in. And so the most important thing you have to have is a welcome table. This is where the first person comes into the party and this is the first thing you're going to see of it. So that was my job. And so super bubbly, super excited, welcomed them, asked who invited them. And then everybody got a ticket for coming. So you can go to the dollar store and get like the reams of tickets. So they got a ticket for coming, and on the back they wrote their number. So I'm going to screen share for a second so I can figure this out again. So what I did is I made a number paper, and they got to choose their own number. So over here, can you guys see it? Is it there, Christina?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So over here, they picked whatever number they wanted, and then they wrote their name and their phone number. So right off the bat, we had contact information to get a hold of them. So this number became their number. So every time they got a ticket, they put their number on the back of it. Because in the end, they can end up with like, 30 tickets, and they don't want to write their name on all of them. So doing this, it was a number, it made it easy for them. Okay. Then I'll show you. Hold on, I gotta switch passport here. Okay, then we had, this is called a how-to.
Justine,
Yeah.
stop share and then reshare again. There you go.
Can you see this one? Okay. Okay, so this, we printed it out and had it framed on the table. I explained this to the people when they came, but this was the little thing they could see. And I can share this somewhere if you want me to. But I would explain to them. So on the table, there was a candy jar, and it just had like turquoise candies in it. And there was another sheet of paper. That one had, they put their, guess how many they thought there were in there, and their email address. So now we have the email and we have a phone number for them. Lots of contact information. They put their guess and they put that in a jar. You need to have a jar to take the tickets and stuff. And then I gave them their passport. So let me show you their passport. Hang on. So this is the big thing right here. Let's see if this pops up for you. Okay, so this is the passport. So what happens is when this prints out, this side is the front and this side was the back, and you have 2 on a sheet. And so I just cut them down the middle. And you could fold them like an accordion, but it was easier just to leave it flat. I mean, you can redesign this any way that you wanted. This is just what I came up with. So what happens is they take this passport and they go around to all the stations. So say they go to the eye serum and hydrogel station. There's a brand partner at that table. On her table, she has the products, she has laminated result pictures, and she has the product information sheet from the product guide on the table. And then she decorated it. Each brand partner decorated their table however they wanted it. So she has her table decorated. There were mirrors on the ones that they could see, like the eye serum ones where you could see results. We had cool mirrors on there. When they were done sampling and listening to that brand partner, she gave them a stamp in their box. We actually did initials, just because it was easier than having to bring a stamp. It was less things I had to bring. I took the night and day cream bottles, all my old ones, and I broke them apart and made them into pen holders. I'm guessing you guys all know how to do that. If not, let me know. But they became pen holders. So every table had a pen holder. So when they were done, like I said, they just initialed it in their box, and the people made their rounds. If they didn't want to visit all of them, they didn't have to. If they did, when they came back to my table when they were done, for every initial that they had, they got another ticket that they wrote their name on, and we put it in a jar, and then we had prizes. So, let me stop sharing. Okay. Does anybody have any questions at this point yet?
So for the laminated pictures, what I did was I printed out pictures from the people on our team that were in the room so that we could say, hey, these eyes belong to her. This belly belongs to her. And so that was huge for sales, especially Caroline's firm post or picture. They could see that this was her and this was her result. And I think having our team's results and the people there spoke a lot for sales. So I do definitely recommend doing that.
Absolutely.
And then we all like pitched in, you know, little things for the raffle, and we did 3 raffles. So each of us, you know, if they were newer people, they brought like a $5 Dunkin' Donut gift card. And then we did like sample packs of whatever 3 youth factors, you know, just small things, and then put together a really big basket. When you have 10 or 11 of us, you know, we pitching in, we got some pretty good baskets out of it.
Yeah, we had lottery tickets, different things. So we had 3 different prizes. So one was for the candy guessing game. That was just a small, like a little makeup bag from the dollar store with some youth factor. We wanted every prize to have some kind of product in it. We included a product info sheet or the booklets that some people have. We had those, and maybe a couple sleep chews were in there, and a couple wellness, whatever, things like that. Like, it was small. Then the next prize was a little bit bigger, and then there was the grand prize that we had like in the plastic bag with a pretty Bowie on the top and everything. And then we also had appetizers. So if you want to bring people to a party, you got to have some food. And we did it at a restaurant, so we couldn't bring our own. So what we did is we all pitched in $5 to $10, and we got appetizers. And we had a waitress, and she was great, and she kept replenishing them. We had it on a separate table in the back. It was kind of the conversation table. There was water and soda also available. And so that worked out really good. And then we also had a kids table, because a lot of people that want to come are parents, and they don't want to pay for a sitter to go to someone else's party to spend money. So we did a small kids table, and we had one of the brand partners that has children man that table. We had crayons and coloring books and some goldfish crackers for them, and they kind of just hung out, and you wouldn't even know there were kids in the room. Like, it was amazing how occupied they were. Somebody else's stuff and some other woman chatting with them, and they were fabulous.
We also had on each table, we had order forms, and we also had them at the front table. So, and so we had everything covered as far as like, if somebody's guest came through and they were hopping around to each table, if they wanted to go back to that brand partner and place an order with them, they had order forms there. Or if they were busy or if they didn't, you know, any reason, and they go back, like Justine, they came back to Justine for more raffle tickets, and she closed them out like unbelievable. Like so what I
did is I just said to them when they came up with their passports, I asked, did you go to all the stations? Did you have fun? Was there one you liked more than the other one? As I was ripping off their 9 tickets, because they had 9 stations. So I was ripping off their tickets, trying to put their number on the back, and I was like, are you going to place an order today? No pressure, but if you do, I'm going to give you these 10 more tickets for your order. Yeah, I'm going to order. So then right away they got 10 more tickets, and they were excited about it. So, and it wasn't like the prizes were incredible. It was a prize and someone could win something. So just me saying that to them was like, okay, how do I order? Do I go see her? Do I do it with you? It really made a huge impact. So when you do these parties, your person at your welcome table is going to play a key role. So really make sure that's someone who's not afraid to talk to people, who's not afraid to ask for the sale, just is really inviting and friendly, because they're going to be like your party host in a sense.
And did you say for the applications, I think Christina said that they would put the brand partner's name on the top, so when
Yes.
at the end when you guys collected them, you know who went to under who?
Yeah, they kind of all did it at I mean, they kind of ended up floating back to their person who invited them, and did the order with them or signed up. We had 2 brand partners sign up that night, and they kind of did it with that person. And Christina was the floater as well, because she has a lot of knowledge on all the products. So she kind of bebopped around to everybody. And we asked that each brand partner at each table knew their products. Like, that's huge. Sometimes when we do a home party, you're trying to explain 16 products, and there's some you're like, I mean, it's this cream, and you kind of put it on, and it's really great, and I can give you some information if you want it, but you really don't know about it. So we asked that each brand partner knew. So they went in their back office and watched videos on it. They read the product guides about it. Didn't have to be scientific about it, but they had to know about it. So when they presented it, they knew what they were talking about. So, I mean, they kind of talked to them about purchasing products, but really most people went back to whoever invited them.
Right.
And the newer brand partners, now they know specifically about their 2 about their products that they presented. And then the next passport party, we're going to switch up their table. So they're going to do 2 different products, learn about that. And it was also good for a lot of the customers. Like, for example, I don't post that much about products that are 55 and under, or under 55. So a couple of my people came and they're like, oh, Holistic Lotion. So they got to learn more about different things that I don't necessarily post about that often, and they're going to add it on to their next order. So that was another thing too. While they're running around trying to get tickets, and they didn't want to have like empty passports without initials because they were running around getting those raffle tickets. It was like a game. They were just like, oh, I missed one. I got to go over here and learn about this. It was just really fun. And they learned a lot, and they're adding on to their orders too. So not only did we get orders, but we're getting bigger orders.
And the other thing is, so we didn't do a table about the opportunity, which is, we know, our biggest product. We weren't sure quite how to do that, and we figured we would kind of just incorporate it. But after running this party, I think for the next one, what we want to do is we're going to have a separate table just for the opportunity. Someone there explaining about the kits, about the business, what you can do with it, how it fits into the craft of your life, blah, blah, blah. But we're going to have special tickets at that table, the golden ticket. And they can only get a golden ticket if they go to that table and talk to this person, and then they will give them a special golden ticket, which will go in for a separate raffle prize. Everyone might not do that, but I mean, it's a way to introduce them to it. So that we're going to add on. And then I was talking to Christina today, and we're having another passport party this month. I want to try to do one every month, but I was thinking maybe we'll do them with themes. So the one we're going to do in June, we're actually going to do like the Caribbean. And so we're going to kind of theme it to that. So every party that they come to is different. So you can have your same guest come every month, because it's going to be a different party every month. It is so weird talking to you guys, and you're all just sitting there and you're nodding. And I'm like, are you listening? Do you hear what I'm
Not
saying?
easy, is it? Are you with me?
Are you with me, guys? Give me a thumbs up, something.
Oh, and then also one more thing. So each one, if we wanted to or could or anything, we made like special little, I just did hydrogels and I put a sticker on there and I said, thank you for ordering. So we each did a thing. If people ordered from us, we gave them a gift for coming. So when we left that up to them, if they wanted to do that or not, because some people were new and didn't have a lot of stuff. So, but most people did that too. So they had their own separate.
They could do their own specials too, just like we do like on our Facebook pages. You know, sometimes if you order night and day, you're going to give them a cleanser free. Like, you could have your own specials going that you would just talk to your guests about when they were at your table or when they came over to order. And you could just let them in, but it was all very individual in the ordering aspect of things.
I have a question for y'all. I love all of this. This is really exciting. I can't wait to do it. So I feel like you guys have a genius idea.
Thank you.
So you said you went to a restaurant. What restaurant? Like, what kind of restaurant? Were you in a private room? I'm assuming you were.
Yes. So it's called Home Team Pub. It's just a local restaurant, and it's kind of a bar. But they have a back room. And so we were able to be in the back room. And the funny thing is we had a waitress who was helping us with everything. And at one point, I was like, hey, wait a minute, Lindsay, come back. What do you think about putting on some of these hydrogels for me? And when you're waiting on your tables, if someone happens to ask you, what are those? You can be like, hey, there's these girls in the back and they've got this cool product. You should go check it out.
That's
So,
smart.
yeah, but it was, I feel like you definitely have a private room in a restaurant, at least semi-private. Just because we had each table decorated, so we brought like our New York tablecloths and all that. So you kind of want to separate it. I mean, I was very tempted a few times to go out and chat with people at the bar. I didn't yet, maybe next month.
She's like, I'm gonna go ask that bartender to put hydrogels on. I'm like, it's all you, baby.
So around how many people did y'all have at the party?
Like guest-wise,
Yeah.
I think we ended up with around between like 15 and 20 guests.
Nice.
So it wasn't bad. And I mean, the thing is that no one really understood quite what it was. Like, it was a dream in my head, and I could see what it was, and I knew what I was talking about. But trying to explain it to the team through like messaging and things like that, like they were kind of getting it, not really. So people were really, they didn't really invite a ton of people. It was kind of like a, like they were like, hey, let's go out for a girls' night, but they didn't super invite. So I have a feeling this month we might be like, oh dear God, there's so many people here. What are we gonna do?
Right.
Now that
great.
they know what it is, because it's so laid back. And we did the party from 6:30 until 8:30 or 6:30 to 8, and people can drop in. So I think that's like an important thing to let people know. Like, they don't need to be there for 2 hours. Like, it's a pop in. Probably take about a half an hour to circle the room. They don't have to be there, super long, which is nice, because sometimes if you go to a home party, sure, we say it's gonna be an hour, but you're there 3 hours later still hanging out and chit chatting. So I think it's in the way that you invite. And I don't have it on the thing, but I did a passport invite, and at the bottom of it, it had like where it was, when it was, and we posted those in our special groups or sent them to our people after we talked to them to invite them. We sent them this sheet.
Did you have a table for the before picture and then a table?
They were on
for the-
every table had them. Every table. So if you were manning the hydrogel eye serum table, on that table there was a series of before and after pictures of our teams before and after.
I know, but
only
for the actual
hydrogels and eye serum.
person that had on the hydrogel at the party, were you giving those out at the party?
Giving out hydrogels, we did not. I
Okay.
only did it for the one waitress, but we did not. No.
Okay.
Okay. It's expensive, but we did do the eye serum. So we did the eye serum on them, and the one lady, oh my goodness, she was much older and had these major bags, and she did the eye serum and then wandered the party, and we were like, holy cannoli! Like, it was like almost totally gone. It was amazing, and she was super excited. Then everyone was coming over and looking, and
Yeah, so we would, I'd recommend doing the hydrogel and eye serum station semi-close to the welcome table, so they can put it on one eye first and then walk around the room and then come back, and then they could see. We had little mirrors and everything. And it was just hard to know how many we had because people were popping in the whole time, and the room was always full. And so there was people cycling in and cycling out. And so it was just better because, it wasn't like a sit down thing. People were just revolving the whole time.
So somebody asked about when they get there, do they go to a free station? Yeah, so they came to see me at the table first. I explained it all to them, gave them their first tickets, gave them their passport, and then they just went out. And so, yeah, they kind of just went wherever there was an open one is where they kind of started, or they'd go see their person that invited them. Most of them kind of just went to an open station.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have pictures that you can share with us, like in one of the feeds, or
Of what? Like of the tables?
yeah, like just how your setup was, and
Yeah.
Yep.
so visual.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know
That'd be
where you
awesome.
want me to put those, Colleen, but and when I was there too, I went on Facebook and I did a live video like, hey, come down and see us. We're at Home Team Club. This is what we're doing. And kind of went around the room, chatted with people and stuff. So it's a way you can kind of, get the word out there, because even if you didn't invite people, they can still come from your thing, and they might go, oh my gosh, it looks like so much fun.
So if you guys want, we can put, I know we all have so many feeds, but if you want, we can put anybody who messages me after and just says, yes, I want to do this. I can put us all on a feed and we can kind of just help each other and even give ideas. Like if you don't have a restaurant, you can do it at someone's house. You can totally improvise this entire thing. If you have 4 people, you know what I mean? You can completely improvise it. I think it's just the different setup, the way that they go and hear from different people and they're getting raffles. So I think it's a great idea to share ideas. And, the whole goal, I think, this month is if we kind of push this and push people to really increase their trip volume as much as possible, because that's really what a party's going to do, is bring in brand new volume for people. So
I just want to add in one more thing that I think was helpful, was that we told them the time and date, and we didn't necessarily have the graphic made yet. And that came like a little bit later, and it was kind of strategic because we didn't want them posting it on Facebook and not telling anybody. So we told them they had to bring people. You have to speak to people and bring people to this party, and don't post it on Facebook. So at first, that's what we said. No posting on Facebook, because you have to personally invite people and get them there. So then it was the day before or 2 days before, then it was posted on Facebook for to get extra people there. But we didn't want to put in all this work and just have them post it on Facebook hoping. I said, don't post and pray.
Yeah.
Just talk to people. It's coming from me. I'm but you have to get people there. So that's what we did. So I would say that's, just don't post it and then hope, because they're not going to show up.
I think it totally could work at a house. It would actually be cheaper because you wouldn't have to buy appetizers and each brand partner could bring something. As long as you have a house that, you have room for some different stations. And I mean, one could be at the coffee table, and one could be at the end table, and one could be at the kitchen table. I mean, you just want to be able to move around. And all I did when I made the passport was I literally went into Piccollage and I made the little format for each one. So if you only have 5 brand partners, just figure out how you would combine products, which ones you would put all together. And you want it maybe your wellness, you want in 2 separate groups. You don't want all of them at one, I wouldn't think. Try to break it up a little bit, but you can totally make your own. So after I made them in Piccollage, I saved them on my phone and emailed them to myself and put them in a Word document. And then that's where I moved them around and put them in the order that I wanted them in. So you totally can make your own and run with it and do however you want. I mean, I don't know. Mine aren't the most fantastic graphics. It just worked.
Hi.
Yeah,
This is so awesome, guys. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm super excited.
You're welcome. I'm excited
You're
to see
welcome.
some of these. You guys have to share pictures and tag me in it so I can see it.
Definitely.
Christine, can you say how you made that again? You went so fast on how you made it from Piccollage to and I got Piccollage down.
I do
I was
talk
like,
fast,
something in Piccollage. That's all I know.
So I went into Piccollage.
Yep.
And I don't know how good you guys are in Piccollage, but I'll show you if I can.
And we can put there, so if we'll do a feed that's just called Passport Party Feed, and it'll just be you guys, us.
Cool.
And so we can put the pictures from their party so you guys can see their setup and her file too, which may work for your party, but may not, because you have different number of people. But
Okay. So all I did was I went into Piccollage and I made a graphic. So one said Youth Factor and EHT. And then I did the web search and found pictures of both of those products,
Okay.
stuck them on the Piccollage, and then I web searched for a square, and I found the one I wanted, and I put that in the Piccollage, and that became my template for that one. But each page needs a square, so that's their place to get their passport stamp. And you can use a bingo dauber, you can use a pen with you write initials in there, you can use stampers, whatever you want. And then when it was finished, I saved it. And then when I had all of them saved, I emailed them to myself. So then on my laptop, I opened a Word document where I just made columns and stuck them in the Word document. But I found that you don't want a big, a sheet of paper, because that's annoying to carry around. So this was just an 8.5 by 11 in half. So it was just long and skinny. So I can show you that one again if I can find out how to share it again. Real quick, I can show you that passport. now that you've talked about it and you know what it is. So this is what I did. So when I went in here, you just go to insert, and then it says picture, and I placed it right in there. And you can make columns if you go to page layout up here, and then it gives you column options. I don't know if it's gonna let me do it when I'm on here, but right here, go to columns
Okay.
and go to more. And then I put in 5. And originally I had a line between them just so I could see. So when I was trying to place them, I knew where I wanted them. And then they came up, and then see how I can fit them in between all the columns.
Awesome.
So I knew that when it folded like a accordion, that they would fit and they would all be back to back.
Girl,
So
that's
I had
awesome.
skincare on the front and then the wellness on the back for the most part.
I know, amazing, right?
Christine, you better get used to talking because you guys are going to be like on stage in Dallas sharing this with the entire company.
That seems to be the theme.
Yeah.
It just is, it's such a refreshing way. Like I saw a post about it and I was like, oh my God, I totally want to learn more about that. And I'm so happy to be on this call because it really is like, it's not traditionally what we do. And I think that's what makes it so like fun and exciting. So people will come.
It's just different. It's different. It's less pressure on people. And it's, again, what I always say is the biggest thing that grows an area is the camaraderie and bringing people together. And that's what this is doing.
Yeah.
So it's
I
just,
think too, like with people being like guests being there and seeing like, you know, a couple come up to the table at the same time. And so, you know, I would ask them if they wanted to order. And then the one girl's like, yeah, I'm ordering. So I give her 10 tickets and the other girl's like, okay, well, I want to order. Because they wanted their tickets too. And I think that seeing other people doing that like made more sales for sure. And it helped our brand partners. Like a lot of our team is a lot like Christina. They don't like to talk to people. They're very shy. So only having to know about 2 products and talking to people about these same 2 products and not having to answer questions about all 16 took so much pressure off. I mean, they all were smiling. They all had fun. And I think that's really important. I mean, as a brand partner, some of us are super outgoing and to talk to anybody. And then there's others that just really struggle with it. I mean, big time. And so, and I know that's huge on my team. I would say 80% of my team struggles. So having this was huge. And Christina, I mean, you would never know she was afraid to talk to people. Like, she was amazing. Now, mind you, after they left, she almost threw up. But before that,
Well, the other thing that's really cool is it's like training the brand partners too, you know, especially if they're brand new, like it's getting them out of their comfort zone, but it's teaching them about whatever products they're sharing. So that's like, you know, you're double dipping there.
absolutely. And personally, my opinion is, so market parties, I know that that's the way that we teach is to do market parties. And to me, this is kind of a hands-on market party. Like I'm a hands-on person. So going to sit at a market party and just watching someone talk about these slides, I'm like, oh, are we done yet? It bores me. So it doesn't matter how good the people are that are speaking, but it's the same thing every single month. And it's just watching slides and listening to someone talk. So this is like an interactive market party, basically.
And maybe something you guys can try that I'm going to put on my list for a second one is, you know, because you don't want to, the same people you want them to come, maybe encourage them like extra tickets if they bring a guest, you know.
They do.
That's
If they,
awesome.
when they first come, they get a ticket for themselves, and then they get an extra ticket for every guest that they bring.
That's great. Awesome. It's going to
Yeah,
catch
that's
on, you guys. You guys are going to have like 60 people next month.
so I know that's kind of why another reason I want to do a feed. Like I love the like data and being like, oh my gosh, this worked. And you know what I mean? And this is how many brand partners we got out of these passport parties. So that's another reason I'd love to put us together and be like, we had one, we got 8 customers. We had one, we got 5 customers and a brand partner, you know what I mean? And really just be like, they're working. So, and again, like I said, it's something different. It's exciting. It's going to bring people and get people involved that are not involved right now.
Can I ask what night of the week that people think that these things work best?
We asked in our team. We have a team feed, and we just asked in there. We did a poll. Who, you know, what night works best for you is basically what it was. And what did we do it on, a Thursday?
Yeah, this last one was on a Thursday, but I mean, you can't, our team is so big that you can't get everybody there on the same night. And they're not all going to be happy. So, so
But
we
if we switch it
did
up every
like
month,
majority.
yeah, and you can switch it every month. And I mean, some groups of people like are, maybe you're the kind of person that you go out with your girlfriends on Friday nights anyways. So you do it on a Friday night and all the girls come out and they bring a friend, right? Our group just doesn't happen to really work like that. So I think it just depends on your group and what their dynamic is. Plus what night the restaurant will give you.
Yeah. So if you do it at a restaurant, that is another piece that ties into it. Much more willing to go with-
Outside, you got, someone, Ashley, I think, said over here about pool parties. Like, you could totally make it like a pool hopping theme. I mean, do it right outside, grab some card tables, everybody brings their own table, and you do it outside at your own house. And I mean, that's super easy to do. You don't necessarily have to do it at a restaurant. We just did because we just did.
Justine, did you say you put order forms at the welcome table first or at everyone's station, and then you just periodically asked people if they were ordering and gave out extra tickets if they did?
Nope, we put them at both. So we had them at each of the tables so people could see them. And
Okay.
If they were with the person who invited them, they might mention something. But then when they came up at the end, when they were done with their passport and they came to see me, that's when I asked them about if they were going to order.
Okay,
So
perfect.
nothing about ordering came up unless their person said something to them.
Okay,
Or like if someone at a table, like Caroline's table. So my brand partner, Caroline, has firm results that are just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And so she manned the firm table and had her own pictures there and was talking to people. And everyone's like, I want to order this. So she had order forms there and was like, all right, make sure, you go see whoever invited you and,
Okay.
they'll help you fill it out or whatever.
great. Awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you actually invite, like, did you say it was a passport party, or what was the wording that you used for that?
In the beginning, they kind of just said it was like a girls' night out. Just come out, hang out with us, see the products. Kind of like a sip and sample type of a thing. And
Mhm.
then when I gave them the graphic, then it was like, okay, it's a passport party. You get to go around different stations. So, I mean, in the beginning, it was sip and sample kind of an idea.
Mhm.
And like we said, we didn't let them post it on Facebook until the day of.
Mhm.
The day of the party, then we said you can post the graphic and put it on there after you've already invited people and you have, people coming.
Great. Yeah,
So-
we did one in February. It was a launch for the new for Neora, and we had a table. It was Love Your Eyes, another table, Love Your Face, Love Wellness, and we had like 4 tables. But I like this more because it's enhanced. We did have people at different tables, but this is definitely enhancement. So it's a great idea. It's going to be fun. I can visualize a lot of things now. So Rhode Island's going to do one. We'll copy you.
This is what I sent my customers this is what I sent to my current PCs. I said, hey, Linda, we're having a get together tomorrow. And I waited specifically until the day before. Tomorrow at Home Team Pub, and I'm hoping you can join us. There'll be free appetizers, samples, giveaways, and giveaways for our loyal customers. Just come and enjoy and learn and have fun about just to come and learn and enjoy what we have. No purchase necessary. Hope you can make it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sounds fun. It's inviting. It's fun.
Yeah. And of
Good.
course you put no purchase necessary and, so they're like,
Well, yeah,
I'm just going to come for appetizers and giveaways.
yeah.
And then
And
just
then they'll
Where
buy.
I hear them and they want it.
And then wait till they get to Justine.
That's good.
Have you talked
Congratulations.
to Justine? Yes, it was awesome. She did great with it.
But that was the thing. They texted me actually like, we can't wait to do another one. And their brand partners who haven't been doing anything can't wait to do another one. So that is what building momentum is all about. Momentum is hard to build and easy to lose. And so when you can get that and you get people excited, you go with it.
And the funny thing is we have a girl on our team, she couldn't make it. But we were talking about it and we were so excited about it that she felt kind of left out.
Yeah.
So the next day she was at baseball for her son. And suddenly she's texting us, telling us how she's doing her own little party there and she's got hydrogels on all her baseball moms. And, they're all checking it out and can't wait. And it gets momentum going. I mean, that's like the biggest thing, right? Is just getting people excited.
And then there was another one that felt so left out. She's like, "Oh my God, I'm not missing the next one. I will be at the next one, I promise." So like the ones that didn't go, definitely, they're not gonna miss the next one.
That's nice. That's nice.
And if you
No,
don't have a big
Ashley.
team, you can still do it. Like you just pair up with other brand partners in your area. And like I said, all your orders are your orders. The raffles, everyone just contributes to the raffles, whatever they can. I mean, some things are from the dollar store, little, makeup bags or nail kits. What else do we have in there? Like a little eye patch. Oh, we did like a loofah and the Yardley soap in case anybody ordered the firm. So that was in there. Little things like that. Everybody just, spend $5, bring a couple of things for our raffles. And once we got there and had all the stuff, we put it all together in the gift basket. Like I just brought different, stuff to put them in.
Nice.
So we went early. Some of us, we were going to have dinner. That was the plan. We thought, oh, we'll set up and then we'll have dinner. But being the first one, we kind of were not really sure how it was going to work. So it took us like an hour to set up. So we were kind of starving. So we kind of, congregated at the appetizer table. But to definitely allow yourself an hour to set up ahead of time. If you're done early, you guys can grab a snack and a drink or whatever. But just the first one, you don't know exactly how it's going to go. So.
Right.
And if you give each brand partner, like, Sherry, your job, you're going to do holistic. So you have to come up with your whole table. And if like new brand partners didn't have like all the products, like Christine and I have more because you've been in it longer. We're their sponsors. So we brought extra products for them to use, especially like sleep shoes and stuff like that. And the wellness shoes, we didn't want them using all of them. So we did share some of that. But, it was neat. And then some of the girls, like we had one, the holistic table was beautiful. She did such a nice job. And so some of the other girls like, oh, I gotta step up my game next time.
I thought you're gonna have competition on that now.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
Well, thank you guys so much. I'm so excited for people to start doing these. So again, if you want to be in the feed, I don't want to overwhelm anybody if they don't want to, but if you want to be in the feed where we can help each other, give each other ideas, if we have more or less people and how to break it up and just different ideas of how to do it, just message me on Facebook, say, put me in, and I'll put us in a feed together and we can just, I'm excited to see, I'm glad we're starting this at the beginning of June because I'm really excited to see how it really rolls out for the rest of the month.
Excellent. Thank you for putting this together. Thank you for sharing.
Yes, thank
You're
you so
welcome.
much.
So much for sharing your idea with us.
Super excited.
All right.
Have
All
a great
right,
one.
guys. Don't forget to
Thanks.
Don't forget to tag us.
Bye.
Bye.